In this video, we're going to speak about why I don't think Myfxbooks are actually true reputable sources of understanding if a strategy is good or not. Those of you that don't know me, my name is Myfxbook and I've been trading the Forex markets for 5 years now. And specifically in the past 2 years, I've adopted automated trading, leaving the manual trading behind. I'm generating over 5 figures every single month. In fact, I also help many people do the same. We have over 500 people in our quant trading society automating the trading over manual trading. So Myfxbook, FXBlue, and a lot of these third-party companies take your trading account, you connect it to the system, and it gives you analytics about your trading strategy. And the thing is, most trading influencers and most trading companies in general out there use that as a way to show credibility. They use it as a way to give investors or potential investors a way to look into their strategy on how it's performing. And this is done through, for example, the returns of the strategy, the drawdown of the strategy, and a lot of very in detailed numbers. But there's a big problem in this, and it's something that most people don't realize. You see, a lot of people see amazing strategies on Myfxbooks. We're talking 3-year track records as performing amazing over those 3 years. Yet when they seem to buy that Forex robot, or they seem to invest into that strategy or learn this specific strategy from this specific mentor, all of a sudden in the next 2 months it's not performing anymore, and the excuse of that company or that mentor is that, oh well, it's performed so well for 3 months, but the strategy is just not working anymore because market conditions shifted. Have you ever sat and thought that maybe these results are fake? And look, don't hold me to it, but I have very good information and very reputable sources that have actually let me know themselves that there are brokers out there, and these unregulated and unreputable brokers will give that robot essentially fake data. So the broker itself will make fake data, fake trades, and connect it to Myfxbook, and once that happens, they will then label that as the specific system. So they will say this is this type of a robot, and you then sit down looking at a 3-year track record thinking that this was all the doing of the robot. But unfortunately, it is only fake broker data, and this is very important. And how can you tell this? Well, a lot of the time, if you simply just, when you take a look at the Myfxbook screen, if you take a look at the top and you notice a very random broker that you've never ever heard of before, obviously I'm not going to mention any names, but if you look at it yourself and you'll be able to identify if it's a reputable one or not. And if you're somebody that doesn't really know much about brokers, ask a friend and DM me and ask me if I know this specific broker, and I will let you know. And if it's not a reputable broker, then you can be 80% guaranteed that this Myfxbook is a fake one. So this is obviously a very big problem for most people, because now they struggle to identify if a company is reputable or not. Numbers can be faked. So what can we do in order to be able to know if a company is trustworthy and reputable enough? Well, rather than trying to look at the numbers that are faked, we look at the actual credibility of the people behind that company. You see, if you find a company that has no face to it whatsoever, there's no people to it whatsoever, well then most likely that company is in it for a quick buck and they're going to shut down. And we've seen this happen across the board with many different companies out there, prop firms, hedge funds, etc. So if they have no actual people behind it that are out there taking pride in what they have to give to the market, then most likely those are not the ones to invest in. As well as that, take a look at their actual credibility, in the sense that even if they do have their face, some faces out there are still scammers. There's a lot of scammers in this industry. So just because they have their face, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're trustworthy. So you need to really dig and delve deep and take time with this, because at the end of the day, remember, this is your hard-earned money, and a lot of people have lost hundreds of thousands, millions, tens of thousands in the markets using unreputable service providers just because they've given them a 3-year track record on Myfxbook and they think that is amazing. So the way I would go about this is dig deep into their history, dig deep specifically, and talk to their clients. Let's say they have Trustpilot reviews. Try to find those clients. They have maybe public Discords, they might have public Telegram channels, they might have just places or even testimonials of their people. Go and try to speak to these people. Try to find out if these are real. Remember, even some Trustpilot reviews can also be faked. And the way you can obviously tell this is a lot of the time these fake Trustpilot reviews have some strange English, or that's very, very general English. So be very, very careful. And look, at the end of the day, I would rather go to somebody that's very, very credible, very, very trustworthy, and invest with them, even if they only have a very, very small track record in comparison to these people that have 3-year track records, because you can be guaranteed that that robot or that system has not been running for 3 years. It's probably only been running for 3 months. So guys, do your due diligence, because this is something very, very important. But the sad truth is that most people think just because it's a very, very famous tracker company that it cannot be faked. You see, it's not Myfxbook's fault. It's these scammy brokers' fault that are giving you false data and giving you false hopes into thinking and believing that this is a reputable company that you're actually investing with. And that is it for today, guys. If you found this video useful, simply click the subscribe button. I'm trying to produce a lot more of this type of content for you to educate you more about the Forex and financial markets in general.